their name. Amen. Any addenda to the agenda?
No, sir, nothing else I have tonight.
All right, everybody have a copy of the minutes from April 25th. Any corrections or additions? We have a motion to approve. Motion to approve. We have a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Since Lewis is doing the minutes tonight, if we could be obvious about who's doing the motions and.
Okay, we have a motion. Okay, sorry about that. We're just rushing through that.
I'm sorry, my friend.
That's Peter making the motion.
Peter?
And
Ellen?
Ellen second. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
We'll slow it down a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Well, now we'll go straight into the public hearings. We'll start out with the first one is AA 1905, a request for a variance from screening requirements at 1607 West Market Street.
Correct, and you have two copies of this up front to share, so you have a little closer view of what they're proposing. The applicant is requesting a variance from screening requirements for a new solar farm located at 1607 West Market Street. The site is the former home of the Anderson Country Club, and the property is zoned general commercial. So this will be on the southern end of the country club property. The applicant is using approximately 15.5 acres of the site for a solar farm that will feed electricity into the Duke Power system. The solar facility is allowed in the general commercial district as a public utility substation. This is a conditional use in the district. According to the landscaping section of the zoning ordinance, a public utility substation must maintain an L4 buffer along the perimeter for all adjacent uses except industrial uses. What that means is that this would require them to have a 6-foot high masonry wall all the way around the 15.5 acre piece of property that they're using. Most uses of this type are much smaller than the proposed solar farm. The applicant feels that the masonry wall requirements around the entire acreage is excessive and that the screening goals can be met in a different manner. There is a large amount of natural vegetation on the site that can be included as part of the screening requirements. The size of the site also aids in screening due to the distance from various roads. So you have the solar farm here. They're surrounding it with a chain link fence for security purposes. There are several sections where they are doing landscaping. So you can see, this would be the view into the property from Lewis Street. So you have a substantial natural buffer in place already. This is looking the other direction down Lewis Street. This would be the most visible part of the site where the public can see it. And so you do have substantial natural vegetation there already. In terms of findings of fact, we do find that it meets findings of facts A, B, C, and D. For A, the proposed use is unique in this category of uses. The large property size and existing vegetation will help screen the use without the masonry wall. B, the situation is unique to this use on this property. C, the benefit of adding renewable energy into the power system offsets any additional benefits that may be gained through a wall. And D, approval will not be detrimental to the surrounding neighborhood. I have received one call on the request. Somebody saw the sign, was basically asking if the property was for sale. So there's not been any negative calls from the neighbors of the property about the request. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have for staff, and the applicants are here tonight as well.
Okay, any questions for staff? This looks like it's gonna be in that far back corner from all the way across, the farthest away from like Market Street and all that. Right?
Jeff, just in my mind, the vegetation, and then when we don't have vegetation, then you would have the.
Right, they have several sections here where you can see on the site plan where they are adding vegetation on the plan.
Okay. My name is Ben Ludwig with Southern Current. We're the developer. And actually, this area here is pretty heavily wooded, so we aren't planning on, we don't intend to plant anything here on the backside. The existing vegetative buffer is quite dense in that area.
You don't have to remove any of that for the solar.
You can see some of this here in the center will, but around the perimeter, we're not planning on touching any of that. And that, according to our shade analysis, should not pose us any problems by obscuring the view of the panels.
What about along Lewis Street there? That would be the.
We plan on leaving all of that there.
And that's the picture that I showed earlier, that buffer along the road.
Any other questions? I guess the applicant is up here, if anybody'd like to ask the applicant now. Any other questions?
If you find any golf balls along that vegetation, they're mine. I lost a lot of them there over the years.
We'll bring them back to you.
Okay.
Yeah, all mine are on number 13 then. Isn't it great?
Tyler's too.
All right, any discussion amongst the board? I mean, I think it's an interesting use for the piece of property. I don't see a. All right, we have a motion by Mr. Bell to, approve,
I'll second it.
a second by Peter. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. All right, it is approved. Thank you. We'll go right into the second hearing, which is AA 1906, a request for a variance from the front yard setback requirements at 140 Tanglewood Drive. On the front, too.
The applicant is requesting a variance from front yard setback requirements for a small addition to the front porch of the house located at 140 Tanglewood Drive. Property is owned R15 single family. Now, the applicant is adding a 4-foot addition onto the front of the porch. This is sort of a sample. This is how it originally looked, and this is what they're basically looking for to convert it to increase the curb appeal of the house, and it is their residence on the property. The frontage of the house is currently 28 feet from the front property line. The addition would make a small section of the house 24 feet from the property line. The R15 district requires a setback of 35 feet. So the applicant is requesting a 4-foot variance from the present location of the house to allow the addition. In addition to this, this is a wider right-of-way than normal. Normally, a road like this would have a 50-foot right-of-way, whereas this road has a 60-foot right-of-way. And so you can see, looking at this picture, it does appear to be further back than what the measurements are, but you have that additional right-of-way area in the front. So from the road, it'll still look like it's further back than it actually is from the property line. Again, on the findings of facts, we do find that the variance request meets the findings of fact D only. A, there are no extraordinary physical constraints on the property. B and C are therefore not applicable. For D, approval will not be detrimental to the surrounding neighborhood. Now, the proposed change to the property will be a benefit to the neighborhood, as will greatly enhance the visual appeal of the house while infringing on the setback a small amount. Staff feels that the improvement gained will offset any negative effects of this small intrusion into the setback area. I have received 2 calls from neighbors, and once we told them what the request was, they were both in favor of the application. Again, I'm happy to answer any questions you have for staff, and the applicant is here tonight as well.
Okay, any questions for staff?
What's this additional photo here in the packet?
The last photo is a house that we recently did in the historic district.
Correct.
It has a similar field as well.
Right, we did work with them on this. This is at the corner of Glenwood and Edgewood. Years ago, a tree had basically fallen through it. And so it's been a major upgrade to this property into the historic district. And so we are familiar with the applicants. We have worked with them before.
Any more questions for staff? Anybody would like to question the applicant? Discussion amongst the board.
Mr. Chairman, looking at what that house is gonna look like afterwards, it's a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. That's an asset to that neighborhood. I'm in favor of that 100%.
I think it's gonna improve it, and
Yeah,
absolutely improves the look of the house. So
Absolutely.
I don't have a problem giving up doing that, but of course, would you like to make a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Have a second? Second. All right, Olin seconded it.
Thank you.
All in favor say aye. All opposed, like sign. It is approved. Good luck with it. All right, any other business we need to take care of? We have a motion to adjourn. You're on a roll.
I'm on a roll.
Have a motion to adjourn, a second.
Okay.
We have a second. All in favor say aye. All opposed, like sign. We are adjourned.